everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we're building on a 40 by 30, which rarely ever happens here on the channel, but I came across, first of all, I've been wanting to spend a little bit more time on my builds lately than just doing tiny houses. Not saying that we're not going to do any tiny houses from now on, don't worry. It's just sometimes it's like reading a book. Okay, I'm gonna rant about books for a second. Bear with me. But it's like reading a book. Sometimes you want just a quick read, like 200 to 300 pages that's over with very, very quickly and easily digestible and whatever. Sometimes you want a good chunky 800 pages. So it's the same way with builds. Sometimes you just need to build something that's a little bit small so that you can try out one style and then move on to another house that is also small so you can try out another style. But sometimes you also just want to spend a lot of hours on just one lot so that you can just go into depth with it. I don't even know if that I'm making this way more complicated than it has to be, but we're building on a 40 by 30 because I felt like it. There we go. This is built in Willow Creek, and the house is for 2 parents, 2 teens, 1 child, and also a tiny human. So it's for a family of 6 total, and you can also fit in a dog or a cat if you want to. It should be easy to find room for a litter box? Is that what they're called? I forgot what they're called for a second. But you should be able to fit in some pets here if you want to as well. The house has plenty of space, and I don't know, there's a couple of corners here and there where you could easily fit in the cat toilet situation, so you'll be good. But as for whatever else is in the house, we have pretty much just the usual, I think. I did turn the garage, I think I did it off cam. For some reason I thought this video was going to be a lot longer than it actually is because it is a big house. I thought it was going to be 30 to 35 minutes total, and then I put in every video file that I had, and it was only 2.5 or 2 hours and 45 minutes of footage before it was sped up, so that's not a whole lot. So here we are, building on a 40 by 30, but the video is only, as of right now, before I put in my screenshots, almost 25 minutes long, and that's unusual, but that's fine. And the reason that I say that is because I think there's a couple of places that I didn't actually record, such as one of the bathrooms, but also the garage that I was going to talk about. So I think I ended up not recording that bit. Also, when I did some of the layout of the backyard, I decided to not record because I was moving my camera around like crazy. But the garage has basically been turned into sort of like a workout space, but you can make it whatever you want. Of course, if you want there to be like a game room instead, you can do that. Whenever I put in garages, I prefer to just still make them functional in some way because I know that cars don't work in The Sims. So usually I just use the cars as decor for the exterior, and then I'll turn the garage into something else, like an art room or, in this case, a workout room. Sometimes they have a Zen kind of spa, what's it called, yoga studio there. Sometimes they're more games minded, if you will, so we have the foosball table in there sometimes, but it's just to make sure that the room is actually used for something. It's also where I put in the laundry machines, so there is laundry in this house as well. You can take those out if you don't want to play with laundry. It's all good. Customize this house to your liking if you want to. I'm completely okay with it. I was really close to going for a warmer kind of color scheme for the exterior. I ended up actually going for a very cool color scheme, and then I changed all the windows to black windows instead, or black frames, I should say, window frames. I just really love black windows. I don't know, they're not because they're super special or anything like that, but it just adds a touch of something else that white windows don't really do, because white windows are so common. You see them everywhere all the time, whereas black windows are not used that much. So I decided to change the exterior color scheme just a little bit from this gray and beige. And then, actually, I think we end up going for this, and then I just changed it all to black instead, and also the foundation trim to black, so it goes with the windows too. I changed the columns as well, of course the roof trims. I always like to make sure that those actually match the roof, so When I use black roofs, I will not usually use white trims. I know that's very common for builders to do as well, but I just prefer that the trim matches the roof texture. I don't know, it just looks right to me, so that's kind of what I do, but it's fine. Also, I want to say that the uploaded version, the terrain paint might look a little bit different. I have no idea what happened, and I have not experienced this glitch in such a long time. It's very, very strange. So what I did was I placed down the swing over here on the left side, did this little bit right here, and then I put down, I think it was after I put down some more plants for the landscaping, that I did just a little, oh yeah, I put down the rocks, right? I did a little bit more terrain paint so that it could look like there was dirt underneath the rocks as well, because I like how that looks. And then I think I placed a couple of things on the build itself, but Ctrl-C'd a couple of times, just to get those items away, because I can always count how many times I need to press Ctrl-C, but for some reason the terrain paint also disappeared. It was very strange, like the rocks were still in space, or in their place, and I didn't click, like I didn't spam Ctrl-C or anything, the terrain paint just disappeared. So that whole trail I did to the slide, that whole trail I did to the swing before I placed down the rocks, that also disappeared. I don't know, it was very, very weird. So I had to redo just a little bit of it, but it's fine. Like, it just looks a little bit different in the uploaded version than what you saw me do here to start out with. But it's just weird, like, what happened? I've not come across that specific glitch for the longest time, and then it showed itself again. I don't know, very strange. The color scheme for the interior of the house definitely ended up being very inspired by the color scheme on the exterior. So we're using a lot of beige, but also gray, and then inspired by the trees, I want to say, we also end up using some green. So it's not like a colorless interior, it's not just neutrals, but it is definitely leaning neutral, but there's some green in there too. Green is very calming. It's not actually, okay, controversial opinion here, but I don't actually fully like the color green. I'm very specific when it comes to the color green. I like sage, like that sort of muted green. I like that. As soon as it gets too dark, I don't like it. As soon as it's too vibrant, I don't like it either, but sage I can deal with. I don't know what it is, and if you know, like if you followed the channel for a while, you know that I have a lot of plants that are all green. Like my apartment is very, very green, but I actually really don't like the color green. So it's just kind of weird. Love my plants though, love my plants, but this kind of green that we're using in this interior, I'm okay with. It was also inspired by this tile right here that I basically just chose on a whim. Like I saw the color, I was like, yeah, let's go for it. Let's try to make this interior work with this tile, because I feel like this tile goes very well with the exterior of the house. So that was basically what I ended up doing. Instead of changing up the tile, I was like, I'm gonna make sure that everything else works with this tile, and that's just how we're gonna do things this time. Also, I do want to say, if there are any challenges or videos like that that you'd like to see from me, let me know, because I am considering doing some more videos that aren't just speed builds, so let me know. I might try to look into it in this upcoming week. Because I don't really have much planned. We can finally get back to streaming as well, because that's been a bit of a struggle trying to fit in with my recording plans and also my editing plans and everything. I finally finished some books, so that was the whole thing, but like for a whole week, I didn't finish a single book, and if you know my reading habits as well, that is very unusual, so it was just it's been a weird couple of weeks, like, not this week, but the past week, I felt like it just kind of went by in a blink. Like, I don't even know what I did with my hours. They just kind of disappeared. Do you guys ever feel like that? Like, you wake up Monday morning and then suddenly it's just Saturday and you're like, what happened with all those days? I feel like I've accomplished nothing this week, but the week is already over. What happened? So it was just it was strange. And then this week I did a 24-hour readathon, Monday, Tuesday. So that already takes away 2 days. That basically feels like one day. So it's just like, I'm trying to play catch up right now. But you know, the 24-hour readathon is for my other channel, and it's such a fun video to do. I do them monthly, but they do take up quite a bit of time to do, so you know, it's also up on my other channel as per today, by the way, so if you want to check it out, you can find my booktube channel linked in the description box, and possibly also in the pinned comment today. I think it's in the pinned comment too. So if you're a book nerd, a bookworm, and you want to, you know, nerd out about books, come hang out over there. It's a chill time. So we're working on the living room, and as you can see, we are basically going for these neutrals, a lot of beige, a lot of white, a lot of gray, and then I don't think I've ever used this, like I've rarely ever used these couches because they look a little bit, I look at these couches and I think that looks like stone. I don't want to sit on those. They don't look soft to sit on. Am I the only? I think it's the armrest because it's so squared. Like the lines are so clean. And also it just kind of, there's no texture to the couch either. So they just look like they're like made out of rock or something. However, I do like them. I like that they come in both a 3-seater and a 2-seater because it makes it a little bit easier to use, if you will. Sometimes it's funny trying to, or sometimes it's fun trying to make a technically a mismatching couch set work, but also sometimes you just don't want to deal with it. So for this interior, I needed something that wasn't necessarily like super one kind of style, so I decided to go for these couches because they are very, very plain. And then I found a swatch that I don't think I've ever used. It's kind of like gray brown-ish. I don't know, but it worked really well with green, in my opinion at least. So it kind of makes the couches stand out a little bit, but it also makes the color pop, in my opinion at least. Among all the beige and white, it was kind of needed to add a touch of something else too. So, and then for the dining room, I will straight up admit that I forgot while I did the floor plan that I could not just place down a 2-tile dining table because this house is for 6 Sims. So I had to kind of, you know, it's a very big dining table for a very small room. If I had remembered, I would have made the room just a little bit bigger, but I just completely forgot. So it does look a little bit funny, but I needed to make sure that there were enough chairs for everyone. Also, I will say, considering that there is a tiny human living in this house, you might want to swap out one of the chairs for a high chair. Maybe place down some toys if you're that kind of Sims player. Place down some toys in the living room, although all the children have plenty of toys in their bedrooms. I don't know. I like to concentrate the toys in the bedrooms because style-wise it doesn't look right to place it down in the living room, but that's just, I know it's not super realistic, so, you know. It's up to you though. But I decided not to go for a high chair either because I despise the high chairs, but you can always just put it down if you really feel like it, if you're the kind of player that actually are okay with the high chairs. In that case, I envy you because I find them so glitchy and annoying. But you know, it's up to you, it's up to you. So in here we have the parents' bedroom. I think I forgot to place down curtains in here actually, but you can use some blinds and just slice them down very quickly if you want to. I don't know, sometimes I do dumb things and this was one of those times. Also, some of my clutter disappeared at some point in this room, so I hope that I placed it down again at some point because I went back to this bedroom because I also forgot to decorate the dream room of what was that? I forgot to decorate the walk-in closet. They do have a walk-in closet, but I think I took a short break before I continued. Yeah, I took a short break like an hour, 45 minutes, an hour before I continued building the house or decorating the house. So I just went straight to the upstairs, which is where we're decorating now, but the parents' bedroom is on the ground floor and I hadn't done the walk-in closet, so I just kind of moved on without realizing. But I do go back later on and decorate it, so don't worry about that. There's not an odd empty room next to the parents' bedroom in the uploaded version. It is fully decorated with, you know, Dream Home Decorator wardrobe things, but that's also because it's super fitting for the room. So I swear I'm not like super forgetful when I decorate. I just needed a break, so that's kind of what happened. But my point was, when I got back to that little corner of the build, I noticed that some of the clutter that I'd placed on the nightstands had gone missing. I don't know what that's about, but fair enough. It was gone, so I had to fix that again. So in that way, it was kind of good that I forgot their walk-in closet, because that meant I had to revisit that little place in the build. So I don't know why that happened though. I have a theory that it might have to do with me placing down wallpaper in the bathroom that is next to the parents' bedroom, but I'm not really fully certain. It's very strange. So I don't know. Also, don't worry about potties. I always forget to place those down when I am decorating, but they will be in the uploaded version. That is just like a habit of mine, so just, yeah, that's never gonna change probably. I don't know what it is. I just always forget to place down potties when I am decorating, but I always do it before I upload it to the gallery. And if you don't see me placing down an outdoors trash can, it will be in the build. That's just something that I often do off cam, but I also get comments about that now and then, like, I think you forgot this and I think you forgot that. Sometimes I just leave out boring things such as outdoors trash cans from the videos because it's not super interesting. But I might actually place it down on cam this time. I don't really know. We'll see. So we have decorated one of the teens' bedrooms. This is the other one. I am totally not favorizing one of the teens and giving them a much, much bigger bedroom. No, definitely not me. Would never do that ever. Okay, in fairness, it's not like it's much, much bigger. The other one was a 5x4 and this is a 4x4. So it's just like a tiny bit smaller, but I just am not favorizing still, so no favoritism happening here on this channel. I mean, there's totally favoritism happening, but I'm not gonna admit to it. So anyway, I am innocent. But this is the other teen's bedroom. I don't really remember exactly what I placed down in here, not gonna lie. I just know that I had a lot less space to deal with. Apparently 5 tile or 4 tiles even makes a big difference, but also in both of these rooms, the door is in the corner of the room, which makes it super annoying to decorate one of the walls. So I feel like for this room, we kind of worked around it by just adding some wall decor to that wall. It's kind of hard for me to explain because I don't think I can find the right words to explain why I think it's frustrating when the door is in the corner of the room. But it is. To me, it is. But it's fine. It's fine in this room. The other one, I kind of had to place the desk sort of in front of the door, but I don't know. It wasn't close enough to the door for it to actually annoy me enough, so it is fine. But yeah, we have moved on to the kids' bedroom, which had a funny shape to it. So the little corner down here, I ended up turning into a study area, if you will. So they have their desk, no computer for the kid, but both of the teens actually have their own laptops. However, I think I just placed down some books on the kids' desk, I think, and also they have a journal that is on this little bedside table that it's not a bedside table, it's a hallway table technically, I think it's under. That's the category it's under in The Sims, but I overused this item a little bit in this build. It just fit in so well. You can literally see it in the corner here to the right too, but it fit in so well in this build. Vibe-wise, color scheme-wise, it was just good. So for this room, I actually made a last-minute decision at some point because I think I placed down some decor pieces that I realized all had a swatch in common, sort of, where there's like a planet or just planets on the swatch. So I placed down some, like a wall decor. Was it a picture or something here? I don't remember exactly what it was, but I just remember being like, wait, this room has no like specific theme. And then I saw that swatch and was like, the other items have planet swatches too. Let's go for it. So they do have like brighter colors in here, but I think they just like space too. You know, it's kind of cute. I think they're into space as well. So one of the teens does have a guitar, so I think they are more into like music, if you will. And the other teen, I don't really know. I think their room was way too small for me to actually decide on anything. And the tiny human right here is too tiny to even realize what they love. They love everything in the world right now, so they just don't have a specific hobby per se. But also I don't think Well, I mean, I guess some toddlers do have like areas that they like, or not areas, but like subjects that they like a lot more than others. Like they hyperfixate on things now and then, but I don't know if it's in the same way as like a teen is really into playing guitar or something, because toddlers have a very short attention span, so whatever they fixate on can change very quickly. They do have some toys in here, so I don't think they will ever be bored necessarily. Like they have both toys that are placed on the shelf. They also have a toy box and of course also a bunny over there in the corner. I am not actually sure, like whenever I place down all those small toys and place them on shelves and stuff, I always imagine that the first thing your Sims do once you download the house is go to the shelf and place the toys, especially if you hire a maid that you can't control. But I just have this idea that they go to this shelf, take down all the toys and place them in the toy box, and you're stuck with an empty shelf. That would be so annoying, but I'm pretty sure that actually is what happens. So me trying my best to place down all these toys as like decor instead of necessarily toys that your Sims is gonna use is completely useless. I don't know, I've never seen it happen, I don't think, but I'm pretty sure that actually happens when you download the builds. I'm gonna continue doing it though, because I feel like when I was a kid, we had toys more or less everywhere, passed down from my sisters, by the way. We were not like, we did have like a lot of, it's fine, yeah. Passed down from my sisters. My parents didn't just go buy crazy with toys for us, yes. But we did have a lot of toys, and it was literally everywhere in this room that I was sharing with my brother. So I just feel like it's very natural to have a lot of toys in a children's bedroom, and they're not necessarily all hidden away in a toy box. In fact, we didn't have a toy box. I don't know if that's a common thing to have, but we definitely did not. So yeah, I don't know. I think we ended up actually storing it in not toy boxes, but these open boxes, if you will, and then, or just straight onto shelves, like bookcases. I'm pretty sure that's what we ended up doing. I think, yeah, I'm desperately trying to remember my childhood right now, but I feel ancient, so it's not really going that well. Anyway, moving on. Backyard is pretty, actually I don't know if I want to call it super simple, but they do have a pool, they have their dining table along with a grill, a nice big one for a change. It's a big family. I figured they would need a big grill. The table can house 8 Sims total, so they can have like grandparents over or other family members or just friends if they want. They also have a small gardening area with 4 bigger plant pots, so you can easily swap out for some of the smaller ones. They also have 2 beekeeping houses and one of those for other bugs from Eco Lifestyle that I don't really know what are called, but you can have whatever in there. I'm not really sure either what insects or what bugs you can actually have in that little thing, but whatever, the box. Yeah, moving on. They also have an outdoors fire, not place, I forgot, with fire pit. There we go, in this little area that I lowered by 1 tick just because I thought it looked nice. And there's also a kiddie pool for the tiny human. But as for the rest of the video, we're doing some terrain paint, so that is pretty much it. So I'm gonna wrap up this voiceover now. If you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And if you want the tray files, you can find those over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. If you want to check out my booktube channel, it is also linked in the pinned comment. And remember that I'm still running a giveaway until Thursday, so if you're interested in that, you can read about it over on my community tab. But that's all I got today, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!
And I am glad to let you know, but only if you give me a kiss. Yeah, it's no secret at all. It's so obvious to all of us. Yeah, you're perfect, from the way you laugh to the way you behave when you're mad. So perfect, when I see you dance, spin my world around and around. Ooh, I know that you're worth it. Ooh. makes me believe that you're a